Warmachine board, battle report. Retribution.
Right.
Yeah, hello.
So we just recorded our last battle report, and you got in an extra game on Saturday. So
Right.
And you managed to take some still photos of that. So we thought we'd do a very quick bat rep about that. Try and keep it, I guess, less than. Well, try not to waffle too much.
Let's see how long we take.
So you've got the same list.
Exactly, like the last time, the house guard.
So you've got so you've got infantry spam, retribution, which hopefully I will put on the screen now, so you can see that.
Right.
And I can see 2 objectives on the table there.
Uh-huh.
And then what you're up against is a Mortenebra list with a lot of heavy jacks.
Yeah.
So I think I can see 2 stalkers on the left.
Yeah.
I can see a whole line of scrap thralls all the way along the board.
Yeah, I think 8 or 9. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
9.
I can see a variety of heavy Cryx warjacks.
Yeah, the one with the harpoon
a couple
is
of
there.
witches.
Sorry.
Is it the witches solos?
Yeah,
I don't know what
two witches. Yeah.
And then deathjacks there on the right of all that line of jacks.
Yeah.
So did you have any particular plan when you set up?
No, I was just hoping to finish them off somehow, or just spam them and hide Issyria, because I knew that the thing of this list was to quickly run up with a couple of spells and a couple of warjacks and kill my warcaster. It happened to be twice against that list.
That's right. So Deathjack is super nasty. He can just charge, he can trample, he can just go straight through your lines over the tops of any small base models that happen to be there. And then he's just standing in front of your caster on the next turn.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, those 2 stalkers will be trying to sneak around that little tower.
Right.
And trying to come in from the side and try and circumvent the army and try and have another assassination vector that way.
So what I had the first turn, and I just ran up as far as I could with everybody, and then let the Cryx guys come at me. And I was quite surprised, and they did that. I've got no picture of that, sadly. But I think the next picture shows what I did to them.
Okay.
It's a bit it's a bit confusing. Yeah, it's actually one turn after that. The
Cryx guy he lost a few heavy jacks.
Yeah, you can only see 3 green markers because we had no rec markers, not that many. He wasn't prepared for that.
Just along the center line of the board is quite clear.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a black line, and then just along there you can see 3 markers.
I think one of the guys, these were the 3 regular Cryx warjacks. I have no idea how they're called. 1 with a harpoon and 2 with 2 claws each. And 1 was killed with, I think 1.5 were killed by my Mage Hunter Strike Force. The other half was killed by
from shooting.
Yeah, just from shooting actually. Yeah.
Oh, that's very good.
The other half was killed by my what's it called? The warjack here. My Phoenix. I think I also popped my feet this turn, as you can see that I put Issyria right in the middle.
That really helps with the Mage Hunter's damage on the heavy jacks there.
That's right. And then my Dawn Guard came up and killed another one. And I think they did a bit of damage to Deathjack as well. What's he called? Deathjack? Yeah.
Deathjack, yeah. But there he is. He's standing there right in front of your whole army.
Exactly,
You've got a line of sentinels.
Yeah.
You've got a line of halberdiers.
Right.
And then you've got Issyria way back right at the bottom of the screen.
And as we can see on the next picture, one of the stalkers, they're called, is creeping up from behind, like you said.
They're really fast, aren't they?
Yeah.
So he's got all the way across the board, still on the flank, but he's all the way across the board.
Yeah. But by now, our Cryx player was quite disheartened by me having killed 3 of his warjacks, and I was quite surprised as well.
And this is the whole problem with Jack spam, is that every time you lose a model, it really, so that's 3 Jacks, presumably approximately 7 points. So he's lost 2/5 of his army points values approximately by losing those 3 Jacks.
Yeah.
I mean, Cryx Jacks are pretty cheap though. which is part of the advantage.
Yeah.
And I think Mortenebra's tier list makes them a point cheaper anyway.
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
So I'm looking at the next slide, and I
Yeah.
guess that's the following turn.
Right.
Because I've got a picture of Deathjack and a Stalker stood right in front of Issyria.
Yeah, Deathjack trampled through all of my assembled guys that we saw in the last picture there, and came dangerously close to Issyria, and the Stalker as well. But this is the end of the Cryx turn, and
so I guess after that, after the losses that he sustained, his only real chance was to go for assassination.
Yeah, that's right. On the next,
because there's no way he could stand up to that kind of damage every turn.
No, that's right. On the next slide, by the way, we see the same from the Cryx perspective.
So yeah.
Yeah, and then
so there's Deathjack standing next to your objective.
Yeah.
And then the silver model just above him.
Yeah.
Next to the green token in front of Issyria is the other Stalker.
Yeah. That's
so did you manage to take out the black painted Stalker?
No, I didn't care about him actually.
So he's still standing behind the castle.
Yeah,
from
that's
his
right.
point of view.
Yeah, you can see it there. And what I did next is, at first, I think I flew with Issyria because I really had what did I want to say? It was good that there was no kill box in this setup.
Yes.
So
if there had been a kill box, you probably would have had to move right up behind the rifleman there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and then they would have got me, the Cryx guys.
Mm-hmm.
But what I did is I turned my mage hunters and killed the silver stalker, and then did, I don't know, 2 damage or so to Deathjack. And what is pretty mean, what I didn't know is that when Deathjack kills people, like when trampling through them, he eats their souls, and with them he can heal himself. So he was nearly up to full power again now.
You have to take him out in one turn.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what I did on the next slide. Yeah, maybe you can see that there. Yeah.
Right, so we're back to your perspective now, and then so the mage. Yeah, I can see the mage hunters have moved.
Yeah.
So that Stalker is still lurking by that castle.
Yeah.
But Issyria has moved, I guess, a full 12 inches across to your right.
Yeah, I think she moved 6, cast a spell or so, and then teleported another 6, something like that.
And then there's a green marker where Deathjack used to be. So I guess your riflemen did a combined attack on.
Yeah, they did that, and then after that, I guess the other House Guard and Dawn Guard guys.
I can see they're all facing inwards towards the that green marker. Yeah. So I guess that's what happened.
Yeah, and at that point, it was pretty obvious that Cryx had no chance of winning, though he was.
I think it's got 6 models left on the table at that point.
Yeah, that's right.
Only 1 heavy jack left.
Yeah.
It's got 1 Stalker, which I guess your mage hunters could easily deal with.
Yeah, and there was...
The 2 witches are still alive, and Mortenebra is still alive.
Yeah. So he...
So where are all the scrap thralls? What happened to them? I didn't see what happened.
No, right in the first turn, I was able to shoot them with my House Guard rifleman and a few with my mage hunter strike force. So they were too far away from either themselves or my people, so that there was...
So they explode whenever they die.
Right.
So they have to be nicely spaced out, otherwise they cause a chain reaction.
That's right.
And they're very easy to kill. I think they're the cheapest model each. I think they're the cheapest in the game. I think you get
2 for 1.
You get 3 for a point.
Or 3 for a point, even maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
so they're super cheap.
Yeah, they are. And I was really scared about them because he told me that what they do, 4-inch AOE with power, was it 12 when they die by them? No, it was 8 when they die by themselves, and 16 if they explode planned.
Right.
And during their activation, whatever. Yeah, that was quite scared, and so I shot them, and that worked well. And
so I guess the Cryx players are using them as a screening tactic.
That's right. Yeah.
To try and absorb some damage. It kind of stops. I guess you wouldn't want to charge scrap thralls with infantry because they would explode and kill the infantry.
Yeah, and I was really worried that they were close enough to my guys, but as it turned out, they weren't.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you decided to quit. The Cryx player decided to quit at that point.
Yeah. that's right. Yeah.
Because he hasn't got any models near for a caster kill.
No, and that would have been the only way to win.
He's got one heavy left, which the remainder of your Sentinels and Halberdiers would easily, and your Phoenix would easily take out.
Yeah.
So the Stalker that's left might have been a bit of a problem because they got quite high defense, haven't they?
Yeah, but I could have, like I did with the other Stalker, I cast my Blinding Light, so the defense went from 16 to 14, and so it was easy enough.
Yeah, because Issyria's got a focus of 8 and she can boost, so that's defense 16 isn't a problem. As I know, as a Striker 2 player, I know.
Yeah, that's what she did exactly. So I was quite surprised that it turned out so well for me. Seems the list is quite a good one.
Yeah. So you were up against this, definitely an assassination list.
Yeah.
Couldn't possibly have stood up to an attrition game with you.
Yeah.
And scenario, there's not a lot of models in that list. I think was it something like 12 models in total, something like. Oh, not including the scrap thralls.
Yeah, I think he had 21 with scrap thralls. Yeah.
Okay, so
which is actually
scenario...
12 without them.
Yeah, that was a good guess.
Yeah, great. So that was a lot of fun, and then we'll see what I do next with those guys.
Yeah, I think you should keep playing this list. I mean, as long as it's interesting to you and it's not too annoying that it takes so long for a turn.
Yeah, the only thing I could drop is the Soulless Escort because I didn't do anything yet, but he's only 1 point, so. Keeping him in there will make a difference.
We've got another Cryx player in our group, and so I'd be quite interested to see how yours plays against his.
Yeah, right.
Because he has got some Bane thralls.
Yeah.
Bane Knights,
Bane thralls.
Yeah, it's not such a Jack heavy list, and it's a different caster. So, and I think he is leans more towards infantry.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
As well, so I'd be interested, and I'm desperate to play against this Cryx player to see if my Striker 2 list can deal with all those Jacks.
Yeah.
So I'll be trying to organise that one soon as well. So hopefully, look forward to those coming up.
Yeah, I am.
Cool. Well, thanks very much for sharing that with us.
Yeah, thank you for having it.
And I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.